Yeah, I grew up, what I would say is pretty much non-exposed to race. It was just mostly, it was a lower to middle class area nearby a copper mine, copper smelter. We were the poor part of town. I had no problem with that. My parents grew up from very poor backgrounds. So I didn't really hear that much about race. I had friends who were Mexican. That was my experience with race growing up. But we were all kind of the same class, but yeah, I had a pride in American history. I did, because, it was a very non-complicated version. And I learned about a lot of American people growing up, including prominent Black Americans. And I was just.
What was said about them? Those prominent Black Americans you learned about, what was told to you about them?
Frederick Douglass, he was it was probably a 30-page book that cast him as a brave hero in American history. And also Harriet Tubman was kind of one of my heroes, because I thought, wow, that's one of the most amazing people that I could ever meet. And people that broke the color barrier were particularly prominent in my mind. Jackie Robinson was, someone that I really looked up to in sports, and so, that's why I saw them in those stories, and I was like, wow, we had brave people like this, and they broke these barriers, and now, I didn't learn enough of the complications that happened. Like Jim Crow was I didn't really learn that much about Jim Crow. I didn't learn about what was happening while I was growing up to Black Americans. So then when I got older and started reading more history, especially about Jim Crow, initially it was really uncomfortable. What
was uncomfortable for you?
Just learning that this was going on while we were supposedly a whole nation. We were a nation that had this united vision that I understood as I understood America. And this was actually happening while supposedly we had come together as a nation and defeated slavery. And, in some ways, I thought we had decided to overcome racism as a nation. I thought that I didn't, the whole idea that people would be judged, any aspect of their character would be determined by their race, was, to me, seemed like an alien idea. I never understood it growing up. So to realize that was actually the actual facts on the ground, was that this was actually the case.
Did that make you more aware and seeing it around you? So after you learned about Jim Crow, for example, now you start to see instances of racial bias and actions that were negative toward Black people around you? Were you more cognizant?
Yeah, so I didn't have enough Black people around me to really make those observations, Andre. I did see Black people in pop culture. And Black people were a major part of pop culture, even in super white Utah.
Really?
Yeah, everybody wanted to be loved rap. That was really popular, even long ago.
So you had, before Eminem, there were white boys wanting to be rappers.
Yeah, no, they want to be rappers. They want to dress like rappers. And
were you one of them?
that was not one of them.
I'm just putting you on.
But you listen to the Beastie Boys is pretty much what Landon is saying.
Yeah.
And that's cool, but I like some Beastie Boys too.
Yeah, right. I was not, but Black was cool. It really was, in terms of pop culture, because we did not have projects nearby us. We did not have to deal with those contrasting realities. We really didn't have to confront any of that. So Black was cool. Black was like, man, this is the ultimate in artistic talent and cool. because we were just white people. Um,
White people.
It's okay being white. It's all right. It's all right.
all right.
I must say, I have to echo Todd's question to Susan, back to you though. So what happened when you left that enclave of whiteness and you finally got in a multiracially diverse place? And were there tensions there? Because like you spent all of your, formative childhood years around white people and kind of learned about Black people at a distance.
Yeah.
And then now, bam, they're in your face. To watch the rest of that episode, go ahead and click the video below me.
To see a different compelling Healing Race episode, you can click the video below me. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.